Okay, I'd like to show you a problem that is worked just a little bit different. Actually, it's not really worked differently than the other problems, but the language is a little bit different. So I want to go through it because I don't want you to get thrown off just by a terminological problem or question. Let's say that you are applying to graduate school and you've got to take an admissions exam, and the mean score on that admissions exam is 100. And you're told that in order to get into this particular program, you need to score at the 75th percentile or above. At the 75th percentile or above. We know that the standard deviation of these scores is equal to 15. So, question, what score corresponds to the 75th percentile? Let's draw it out a bit here. See how good of a normal curve I draw today. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, it's a little bit out of whack. But at any rate, we know that a score of 100 is the mean score. A score of 100 is the mean score in a normal distribution. We know that the mean score is at the 50th percentile. So, what area under this curve corresponds to that 75th percentile? Or I should say rather, what value over here corresponds to that 75th percentile? Well, let's see how to figure that out. Let's get out our handy dandy calculator, which I happen to have available here. And this is just a screenshot of the calculator. I did the problem earlier, and you will see here that we have our value for the mean entered over here as usual. We have our value for the standard deviation entered here as usual. And here we're going to enter that value of 0.75. That value of 0.75 corresponding to the 75th percentile. The score that the calculator gives us is over here. If we score 110 or above, we are getting into graduate school. That 110 line is right here, as you can see. And any score in this area down here, any score in this area here is clearly above a score of 110, above the 75th percentile. We are getting into graduate school at that point. Now let me just make this clear to say that we have dealt with percentages, but they are the same as percentiles, and they are also the same as saying the probability of being in a particular value. The probability of a score being, probability of a score being greater than or equal to 110.12, which equals a probability of 7.75. So all I'm trying to say here is that whether we use the word percentage, the word percentile, or this decimal, we're talking about the same thing. And again, you would enter the values as usual over here and over here. Instead of entering a score, we're looking to get that score. So we enter the percentage that we're looking for, the percentile we're looking for, and that spits out the score. If somebody were to ask you, would a score of 120 get me into graduate school? You would say, well, yeah, 120 is greater than 110. So yes, that would definitely get you into graduate school. You are in this nice, happy green area down here. So you would get in. Just didn't want anybody to be confused by that bit of terminology.